Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
All right, so this is going to be all about Faith Farm Ministries. For those of you who really don't know much about them, you think they're just a thrift shop. Forget it. They're not just a thrift shop. You pick up things, you deliver things. Yes, they're wonderful, and that's really what keeps them able to do the incredible work that they do. So I brought on one of their experts, and that is Carol Mahoney, who is the Faith Farm Ministries Assistant Project Manager. That's what her title is, but she does so many things. But anyway, we'll let it go at that. So thank you, Carol, for coming in. And I really appreciate the fact that you've been there. Tell me something. How long have you been with Faith Farm Ministries?
Well, first I want to say, ANITA, thank you so much for asking me back. This is such a wonderful experience and so vital in getting out the information about Faith Farm. I've been there. As a matter of fact, my anniversary for 3 years is coming up November 2nd. And it's been a wonderful 3 years, and I absolutely love our program.
Well, anyone who really understands the program would love it and would donate. That's the most important thing. Every time we have a radio show, I always do that. Please donate. You leave them in your will. Do something, because they are the organization that you can see. You go right into the heart of the organization. You can see what they do, as compared to other things where we know the American Red Cross, they do good things, and the Cancer Society, I know they do, but this is a tiny organization compared to those people. And yet
Yes.
You are responsible for so many things.
It's unbelievable. And just a quick mention, too, October 27th is our car auction, where people, God bless them, donate cars. And we sell the proceeds at our auction. It's a really fun time.
It is.
And that money that we collect from that goes so far to be put back in the program and just meeting the needs of people that come to us like we're their last chance. So
Right. Well, Seth Levy just came on. Now he's watching, and you will have people that are going to come on.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to. Yeah,
I'm happy to.
Yeah, that's right. But let's just talk about, when I said that it's not just a thrift shop, let's talk about what you know so deeply that they do.
I'm so glad that we get to talk about that, because I myself learned much later on, after patronizing Faith Farm for like 20 years, seeing the little buildings behind the thrift store, that there's actually a program going on there. It's just not about getting donated goods and selling them. We have a 10-month, absolutely free to the public who qualify, drug and alcohol program that is so successful. And even if somebody relapses, which we're learning so much about addiction, that's actually a part sometimes of people getting better, because we train them to get right back up on that horse and get right back in the program. And they can re-enter our program just at a different campus, which is, I think, a 30-day wait. So anyway, getting back to that, we not only have our thrift store donations, like I just mentioned, we have our car auction coming up. I'm going to be soliciting for Giving Tuesday, which is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. I believe it's November 27th this year. I could be wrong about that, but it is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And again, that's like monetary and cash and check and online donations. We will probably put up a payment page with the Giving Tuesday logo. Good. But, I mean, you can give to us any time, and just know how grateful we are to each and every donation. It doesn't matter how small it is. And I see these people when they come into the program. I hear their words. I hear why they turn to drugs and alcohol. And it's just heartbreaking that, we have just become such a splintered society. To hear somebody say, I turned to alcohol because I never knew my mother, or my mother never said I love you, or I was slapped that was her way of telling me to shut up. Or sometimes there's none of that. Sometimes they come from great families. We're not even really sure why this occurs. It could be science. It could be, your, heredity disposition. But Faith Farm is there. You go through an intake application, and our intake coordinators will make sure that they get all of the information they need. Most people will qualify, and you basically get in our program, and you do not pay anything except a $100 deposit fee. And we even work with people on that. But for 10 months, you do not have to worry about having insurance or coming up with money. We accept everybody, and it's so successful. That's the best part about it, is that people who really want to turn their life around, that's what we're there for, and it's wonderful.
And what I've heard when I go to the graduations and I meet some of the wonderful students, it's called love. They really feel love, men to men, men to women. There, you do have a small group of women who you're helping too, but
yes.
I mean, it's not the 400 and more. It's maybe, a dozen, 24?
We have the women's ministry at the Boynton Beach campus, and there's about 30 beds available.
Right. But when you think of it, that's what I've always loved when I go to the graduations, to see. It was, of course, the information and all the good readings and all the help they've gotten, but they feel like no matter what they've done, or no matter if their parents loved them or not, or they thought they didn't, they now have love. And I think that's been the key to your program in my eyes anyway. What do you think?
I totally agree with that. I mean, a lot of these people, for the first time, that becomes their family, by no fault of their own. So, and I think a little bit that our cultural, our society is shifting a little bit, because we're starting to discover this isn't a moral issue. It's a disease.
Yes.
I mean, some people will argue that, but unfortunately, I just wanted to very briefly too go over some of the latest statistics.
Please
and
do
again,
that. Yeah.
they are, I can't say that they are any better than when I was on your show last December. And I don't really see the type of culture and society that we live in, things turning around anytime soon, because, we are in a country that wants to make profits. I mean, every company that's in business wants to make profits. So,
but they're making profits on the back of humans, which isn't right.
And they're not the first.
No, I know.
The cigarette companies are still out there.
I know.
And that is unfortunately part of making a profit. Sometimes you're killing people.
Right, at the expense of human beings.
And that is exactly what it is. So there's really no way to sugarcoat that.
No, and I don't.
And I'm glad that you don't, because some people don't want to really have the actual facts, but that is the fact of what is going on here. This, very briefly, this is from the National Institute on Drug Abuse, which is extremely accurate, and they're doing research all the time to get the information out there. And that is really very helpful to people who want to get involved and want to help out, but also just to know the span of this thing, which is stunning, really. So,
Carol Lang is also now watching. We always get nice people who watch, so just keep going.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, too, for tuning in, because we wouldn't be here if not for all of our supporters out there. And God bless you. We thank you for everything you do for us in any way that you do. So revised as of March 2018. So, of course, 2018 is not over yet, so we'll have new numbers before you know it. But the totals of American that died from overdoses, this is just not opioid. This is totally encompasses drug abuse in general. So it could be someone that mistook aspirin, but mostly we know what type of drugs kill people. And in 2017, 72,000
I can't believe that.
Americans died from drug overdoses. That is a twofold increase in just 10 years. I know it's stunning, Anita.
Carol, that's just terrible.
10 years. So, and this is what Faith Farm has been brave enough to take on. And it is a full-time job. Even when you're not there, you're thinking of ways to keep this program going and helping people. Everybody there, everyone that works at Faith Farm is all about our students. and help. That's why we're there, period.
And it used to be, when you all first started 67 years ago.
67 years ago.
It was really alcohol. That's what it was.
Right. Now, our founder, who was Pappy Eastham, his first name was really Garland, but we all called him Pappy. He actually was smart enough to see that back in the 50s, it was a very different time. So drug abuse was your alcoholic man, your bum that didn't want to work and wanted to live on the street. Oh, my God, how much we know now compared to 67 years ago. He was sophisticated enough to see, our pastor and founder, that these men needed more than just a meal and a roof over their heads because they kept coming back. So he had decided that he was going to put into place a faith-based recovery program and to see if that was more successful, because you can keep on feeding somebody, but if you're not giving them what they need to take this horrible, horrible bondage of addiction, get someone to live an alternative life, then you're really not doing them a service. You're just kind of enabling them to continue. So he launched this program, and throughout the years it's endured. We've had many leaders, but mainly Faith Farm, has adapted to what the current crises are. And plus, like I said, we also are a great place to shop.
I can see. You have to see her.
I have all my jewelry
all
on.
All the beautiful things. Show everybody.
This here.
I mean, beautiful stuff. I know it.
These earrings would probably at a department store, if there's any left out there, would go for $60, $70.
Yep.
Maybe if they were on sale, a little bit less. I got this and more for under $10.
They're beautiful. I know you look great.
I just want to say there were some lamps because I collect owls, and I came across one of the lamps. It was originally a pair that I think I purchased for like $10, and it was all, again, donation. Looked it up on the internet, and the pair of these lamps, these owl lamps that are so beautiful, I have the one, were going for $700. And that happens all the time. People
how much
don't
did you
even
buy it for?
$10.
Oh my heavens! And you don't even feel guilty.
No, I deserve that towel because I love it. But this happens all the time, and people are so satisfied. And you know what? We don't make the money we used to. And you can. I told the story the last time. I'm going to tell it again. When my daughter was very young, my youngest daughter, we unfortunately, her father and I separated and divorced. And being a single mother or being a single parent, whether you're the father or the mother, you have to tell your child no almost all the time when you're trying to stretch one paycheck. I mean, both my kids have graduated from college and have moved on, and I'm still telling myself no all the time.
Good for you.
To make it
right.
To make it last. But Faith Farm was if not the only place, before I even knew about the alcohol and drug program, that I could take my daughter, fill up a cart, and not tell her no. That's how great the prices are. We're also starting an eBay, too, where you can go to our website, which is faithfarm.org, and shop and purchase. If you see something you like online, you could purchase that as well. We call it our Faith Farm eBay.
Well, that's good.
It's just, there's just so many different facets to Faith Farm that make it so unique and wonderful. And I think that that's why it has been around for as long as it has, where many of the profit-based rehabilitations kind of, come and go because they're all about making the money and not doing anything for these people, just kind of churning them out. You really have to deal with the issues.
The mission is so strong in Faith Farm. And I think when the participants come in, some of them, I'm sure, come moaning and groaning. But after they get caught up in it, the mission takes over, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And like I said, anyone can be successful at that program if they want it bad enough. And a lot of people do. And we're just now in 2018 still learning so much about this disease. And where it was looked as a failure before. Faith Farm knows better. People relapse. That is really a part of your recovery. So we're there for them, catch their fall and get them back in the program and continue on with their recovery. And another wonderful thing about the program, too, is that they actually get job skills while they're there. We have a CWT program, which is our comprehensive work program, where they will get issued a certificate that they could show a potential employer. Now they have experience and skills, and that helps them get employment once they leave us, which you got to get a job. And you care about having a job once you're sober. So we enable people. That's just one of the many things, many tools that they are taught when they leave our program. We want to make sure that we're just just not churning them out and shoving them back out there, that they're going to make it, and they love their new life, and they're going to stick with it. And it's very successful.
Well, and Carol, they're so lucky to have you. I mean, you're so enthusiastic about this. And how long have you been with them again?
Well, I'm just so lucky to be there. I love this program. I'm going to be celebrating my 3rd anniversary, November 2nd. And
how did you find them?
Well, like I said, I had actually patronized the store for many, many years.
And didn't really know that there was jobs there. And
then when the job position opened up, I immediately applied for it and, told the story, too, about my daughter and I. And they just really felt that I would be an asset to them. But they've been such an asset to me.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, they are. They're very good.
Oh, it's just been
They are lucky. I think it was a win-win for both of you.
It's a win-win for everybody that's involved.
So I want you to go over. You're going to have the wonderful, and I've been to the car sale before.
Yes.
And that's coming up, you said?
October 27th. It falls on a Saturday. So,
and it goes from early in the morning until...
Get there. It starts at they start getting things together at 9. The actual auction itself begins at 10. And it usually wraps up at around 3.
If there's anything left.
Yeah, exactly. But, we stay there for the duration and make sure that if somebody wants to buy a car, and you will not find cars again for these prices.
But also you have other things besides cars. You have boats. You have other things, don't you?
Anything that somebody will donate to us, and by the way, tax deductible, so you could use this on your tax return. If you want, we've had boats, we've had buses, we've had vans, anything with wheels on it.
Yeah, probably campers too.
Campers, trailers. Faith Farm takes everything. People ask us all the time, they call us, will you take this? We say no to nobody because we can always turn everything around. If we don't sell it, we recycle it and put it back in.
You take the parts, you do other kinds of things. I know, I've heard that.
It's just so awesome. And we take, nothing is wasted. It goes back in the program to transform people's lives.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you when you were talking about what's happened with the terrible, what's happening with people now who are overdosing. And so you have people there who are alcoholics, but a lot of those people also go to drugs, don't they now? They do both?
Well, here's what's kind of changed from what we grew up with. The drug addict was something that you kind of seen on TV. It was this bad person. You seen them kind of, behind a dumpster, shooting needles in their arms, getting sick. And pretty much there was so much misunderstood that they chose this life. Or I had an alcoholic father that he had a drinking problem and he just wanted to drink and he could have stopped drinking. Now, what's happened with opioids and putting into the strong revenue factor of big pharmaceutical companies, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but it really... They have done studies, they show up at meetings, they pretend that they're helping, but you have to take into account that that's their bottom line and that's what they are here to do.
And now we have Carol Lang, we have Mary Stern, and we have Ben Starling.
Hi, Mary and Ben. Thank you for tuning in. So what's happened is now we have so many different facets of this where there's incentive for your doctor, which, by the way, I love my doctor. I would trust him with my life and do. And if I was in a lot of pain and he prescribed an opioid, fentanyl, or morphine, guess what? I would take it because nobody likes to be in pain. And we're trusting these people. But what's happening is that it's kind of reaching people that it would never have reached before. Like when I was growing up, you took codeine, which really didn't do a lot. I mean, it might take away the pain, but compared to what we have out there now, fentanyl, like codeine, is an opioid, but it's 100 times more powerful than codeine. So codeine doesn't even do anything anymore.
Carol, we have Ben Starling said, Faith Farm is a wonderful organization. Then he says, hi, Anita.
Hi, Ben. Thank you for that. That means so much to hear that.
Yeah, it's true.
And we work so hard for people to really realize it. We want to save everybody if we could. So the whole drug abuse equation is so different than what it used to be. Now what's happening is we have people my age and older getting addicted that would have never been heroin addicts before. And our younger people who get a hold of this maybe just having fun and taking drugs and popping a couple of pills, start to abuse it. It's so addictive. Like I said, fentanyl is 100 times more potent than codeine, that when they can no longer get the opioid prescription, they will go to heroin. So heroin's on the increase. If they can't get, I just read an article, methamphetamine, which has got to be the gate to hell for anyone if you've seen what that does to people. That's increasing again, and Faith Farm is just going to be there for everybody because, like I said, I just don't see, with the way things are going at this present time, anything really changing for people.
It's a hard thing. And Ben Starling, I have to tell you this.
Please.
He says codeine is laughable these days. And then he says Faith Farm has an impeccable reputation.
Ben, thank you so much. And we really
I know
do.
Ben, he's a fantastic man.
Oh, my goodness. Definitely.
Hey, Ben, call me. I want to go to lunch again.
Yeah, are you buying lunch, Ben? Ben, thank you for saying that because we all of us band together and work so hard for every single person that enters that program. And a lot of us, too, had our own trials with alcohol and drugs. So I nearly drank myself to death. I mean, I was very unhappy. I had a mother who didn't want me and my brother, and she gave my brother away. And she did nothing when my stepfather abused me. And you carry that with you a very long time, long after you leave that household.
Ben says, would be an honor to meet this lady.
Oh, gosh.
Bless your heart.
I feel the same way. Well, listen, Ben,
he's really cute, too, I have to tell you.
Oh, my goodness, really?
Oh, yeah, he's a doll.
Okay, now we're definitely doing lunch. Plus, you're friends with Anita, so that's all you needed to say. Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, my gosh. So it says,
I'm so glad
but God has a beautiful plan for you.
Yes. And you know what? We are a faith-based organization, just to put that out there. But if you want to say your higher power, that's fine too. Faith Farm's program works. Yeah. You know, you do have to go through the Christian program, but, you know, people don't regret it. And they are just so happy that they did.
You know, the one thing I want to say, and we didn't dwell on this, but when people leave, they have a job. They have something that they can really do, and there's got to be some self-esteem while they're going through this, which I think is one of the biggest assets of what you're doing. You know, people who are chefs, they don't get to be a chef. They have to get to be something else, I believe. Or they're driving trucks, or they have 27, 28 trucks, I don't know. But they are just an absolute it is an amazing organization. I just don't know of another one like this.
No, we're pretty unique in that respect. And plus, they can also, part of our curriculum includes taking classes with South Florida Bible College. So if they go and register once they've graduated, South Florida Bible College, who is another absolutely amazing organization right here in Deerfield.
We're going to let you take your glasses off for the remainder because we're getting such beautiful eyes. No,
Oh.
and I because you have this glare coming in, but that's good. Okay.
Thank you, Anita. South Florida Bible College, they can go and register with the college, and they automatically, just from graduating from Faith Farm's program, have 9 college credits.
Oh.
So they can, I mean, where else can this happen?
It's really important. And the thing also,
it's amazing. Some of them haven't even graduated high school when they get to us.
I'm glad you brought that up, that they can't finish this, that they have to have a GED, don't
we
they?
have a GED program, so they can actually get their GED while they're with Faith Farm and then move on to get the college credits. I mean, it's just so incredible, all of the things that we do there.
So, Carol, can this be part 1 of a series? I'm going to get you on again because it's never enough.
Yes.
We're going to do that.
It's my pleasure to be
right.
here.
So Ben Starling says it's incredible. Wow. And we're going to have to say goodbye because I think we're out of time, aren't we?
Yes.
You were wonderful. And so let's
do
this.
So are you.
Well, I want everyone to know how to donate, how to come on the 27th of November.
Yes.
Right?
Please, we can use, and no donation is ever too small. Go
Ben
to faithfarm.org.
What is the biggest need of Faith Farm?
It's kind of all of the above. The monetary donations you can make online, but we are not picky. You can give us your car. You can give us a bag of clothes. You can give us your couch.
Let's give money. I have to just say,
money is money.
They really do need money because, it doesn't take to feed over 400 people every 10 months is a lot.
$30,000 a month just to feed our students. That's a month, not a year.
That's per person. That's per person, right?
That is for the entire farms,
right.
But that's a month.
Oh yeah, $30,000 a month. I'm sorry.
Yes, $30,000, but that's just for food.
Heavens, just for food.
That's not for everything, all of their other needs.
Okay,
so,
we have to get out of here. Ben Starling says, Anita, count me in on the events. I'll gladly support. I'll buy lunch. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Anita.